much pressure is on this team with all that talent, Andy Reid coaching, Patrick Mahomes to win it again next year?
The Chiefs are going to be the favorites every single year for this foreseeable future. And it's not even that, and Andy Reid's a great coach. But here's a case how the question's always Belichick or Brady. Obviously, it was more Belichick, and Brady's the GOAT. But Belichick was the engine of the dynasty. In this case, as Andy Reid's a great coach, Mahomes is the engine. If you have Patrick Mahomes in his prime and a great coach, every single year you're going to be favored. Like Aaron Rodgers was always like, if you look at the Packers' odds in the beginning of the season, they're always like a top 5 team. Even when you look at the team, you go, this team isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl, but they had Aaron Rodgers. Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers plus. Guys, do you understand that in his career now, his win-loss record, when you include the playoffs, is 28-8? Do you know that his touchdown to interception ratio, including the playoffs, is 86-20? The man won MVP of the league throwing 50 touchdowns against 12 interceptions the first time he touched the ball. Here, 50 touchdowns, MVP. The next year with his B game, he wins MVP of the Super Bowl. Andy Reid knows what he's doing. They revamped their defense in a year like it's a well-run organization. Every single year for the foreseeable future, they're the odds-on favorite.
I understand that, but I don't know if that answers the question. How much pressure is on the Chiefs to repeat? Was that the question?
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Every year.
Okay. What I'm going to say to you is I don't disagree with that. You already have the Super Bowl championship, your second year in the National Football League. I would say this to you. Here's where the pressure lies. It lies on Patrick Mahomes because of people like you. Here's what I mean by that. It's not enough for him to go out there and win. Oh, no. Because according to you, is the word greatest or best? Which word do you use?
Best. Greatest is about accomplishment.
He's the best ever. He's the best ever.
Yep.
Okay, so in other words, that's what we're looking at now because there's nothing to talk about championships. He already has one. He already got a championship. He's already, I understand that. You know, you can always get more. I get that, but he's a champion. He's a champion. He already has as many championships as Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers. It's true. Period. Okay, it's just
one
true.
less than Peyton Manning and Eli.
And Russell Wilson. All right, one less than Peyton Manning and Eli. Okay, and Ben. So there it is.
And more MVPs than a lot of those dudes.
How about that? So here's the reality of the situation. In the end, what it comes down to is people like Max Kellerman have said, forget all that. That's a given. This dude is the best ever. Ignoring the fact that he went from 50 touchdowns to 26 touchdowns. It's okay. We understand.
INTs went from 12 to 6.
Missed a couple of games. We get all of that. But Max, people like Max, have robbed us of the ability to just judge him on the outcome.
Yeah.
Now you got us looking for the kind of superlatives that, okay, excuse me, the best ever?
Well, I mean,
he did it with Dan Marino and Peyton Manning.
You can't blame Max for that. He did it to himself. He put himself on that trajectory. Playing as well as he did as soon as he got out there is the reason why we're talking like that, because we can't talk about him versus his contemporaries.
You didn't say that.
He's already out. He's already out past all them.
You did not say that.
He said it with his play.
You did not say best ever. You were smart enough to go like this. This is 2019.
Yeah, he just give me a name of someone better,
This ain't going to be 2023, 2024, 2025.
But
you didn't do that. He did that.
To the question that Molly asked, you kind of took out your own argument by saying that there is no pressure or there isn't a lot of pressure on him to win next year because of the point that you made. They are going to be favorites as long as he is there. So he is early in his career. Let's say he has 6, 8, 10 more years of prime football. Why would we say that there's a ton of pressure on them right now? Their team is they have a lot of potential free agents coming up. So like their corners, Breland and Fuller are coming up. Wisniewski, the guards coming up. Ogba, these guys are coming up. And Chris Jones, they'll probably franchise him. So they could lose some talent there, which would suggest to you that maybe they aren't as good because the defense was kind of the difference maker in why they won the Super Bowl this year. The defense kept them in this game and allowed Patrick to be great.
But top 10 of their players are all returning, that core are all returning under contract in 2020.
The reason is this.
So they're going to have a lot of people back.
The optics are such, they'll beat the odds-on favorite every year, right? The optics are such that, number one, they were able to revamp the defense one season and it worked. And they were getting better against the run last year, the year before anyway. But here's the issue. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and now Damian Williams could have easily been the Super Bowl. He was great. All playoffs.
Chris Jones, the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, but by the way, Mahomes Mahomes got it. I think he deserved it, but you could make an argument for Daniel Williams. He's their worst starting skills position player, and he was maybe the MVP of the playoffs.
Right.
So when people see that, guys like Stephen A., if they get bumped in the second round next year, believe me, we'll be on this show, and he'll be saying, hey, Max, I thought this dude was the best ever. What happened to the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, I think what will happen to the Chiefs is he will win at least one more Super Bowl at some point. And the argument for saying that there's a lot of pressure on him next year is because he is going to get paid in the near future. He's eligible now. Maybe he gets paid now, but he definitely gets paid before next year. The argument is that the pressure is heightened now because the talent around him will only get worse when he starts to eat up the $40 million per year that he deserves. So I could get behind you with the pressure being on him now, but I can't get behind you when you undercut your own argument by saying there's a lot of pressure this year, but he's going to be in contention for the next 10 years.
Did he play well in the first 3 quarters of that Super Bowl?
No.
Do you understand Patrick Mahomes' B game? You're watching the game, you're going, they're still going to win this. He fell down 24-0 to Deshaun Watson, and they scored 50 straight points?
I agree with, nobody is arguing about that.
Stop him.
Nobody is arguing. Well, first of all, he was stopped for the first 3 quarters. Secondly, nobody can argue. Nobody can argue with the greatness of the talent of Patrick Mahomes. What we can say is this. We would not have been having this conversation if Kyle Shanahan hadn't been outscored 40-0 in the 4th quarter of 2 Super Bowls as an offensive play caller. Period.
Opportunity is part of it. There's no doubt. Look, when I say
this last Super Bowl is an argument against your Patrick Mahomes' greatness because they won because Patrick Mahomes played well for half of a quarter.
They were in that game really well.
They were in that game because of the defense. So saying that the pressure.
All right.
Guys, with the Super Bowl on the line on 3rd and 15, he took an 11-step drop and threw the ball 60 yards.
Tyreek Hill ran a great route. They protected him.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.